Final Four and among all of the rest of the pack that we see here. So GregglyPuff moving up first, already checking Canaria, and we get a dead card, or not dead card, yeah, a Cardia Treasury, which is going to be good for buying stuff. I like seeing a Cardia here because then you don't have to fight anything to get here.
Yeah, this is actually a really good start for them because they get to see some useful items right away, like that house that's going to help them with traveling.
And that katana for that thief.
Yeah, this turned out a little more generous than I thought for a thief seed.
Whew. I mean, just because you have the katana doesn't mean you can use it until you class change.
Yeah, pretty much.
And black mages. Oh, this is too kind.
So that means we're not going to get any good black magic, is that right? Let's see what's in the black magic.
The likelihood.
We got Fear, we got Heal 2, we got Confusion. Zap is a good black magic spell.
Zap's gonna be the best.
Yep, Brack Rub, Confusion.
If it was me, I would take Zap and Brack. Keep Zap for the early game because it's at least an AoE instant death, even if it's 2-hit, isn't that great. And then keep Brack around for when you start going up against the bosses. Pro Rings for 12 thou, that hurts. Steel Armor for 19 thou, also ouch.
Well, at least they have a lot of money to start out with. That's not bad for the Pro Ring situation.
Yeah. Yeah, 12 thou still doesn't feel good when you like seeing Pro Rings around the 2k mark. Chain Armor for 13 gold. That's nice if you find the red mage or a fighter.
And they're going to make their way out from Kakariko, and let's see where Spellzapp is going to lead us here. We'll get this synced up for you in a moment as well here.
Kakariko, you're killing me over here.
I say Kakariko. I've been becoming way too much Zelda lately. I mean Corneria. Yes, I get them mixed up. That.
I will note Mad Ponies have Cremate, which doesn't seem all that bad once you're later into the game, but right here with a pack of fighters and thieves, that is basically instant death. Looks like Greggly might be the first to actually score first blood. Meanwhile, Thunder is already into Temple of Fiends, and it is the Ordeals. Castle of Ordeals. That is not going to be a fun exploration for them without a warp or really any good spells to use against the monsters in here. This is kind of nasty, honestly, all things considered.
Yeah,
so some of the things...
Go ahead.
No, you're going to say. I'm just going to blabber, so you go for it.
I was just going to say, that does not sound fun at all, and Castle of Ordeals has a lot of challenging enemies for this early in the game, so I'm surprised to see that Thunder is already going through there.
Ale, meanwhile, checking out and going to see what's at Maddie's place. The lovely Matoya over there, she might have something interesting in her dungeon. I can't say I blame Thunder for doing this play, just because you know this is the last race. You know, if you're in Thunder's place or Aelmarkin's place, you're just far enough behind Spellzapp that you need a big win to clinch this for yourself. 4, 5, 7 points on the scoreboard to get this right now. And if you don't find, if you find something like this, you want to make the play, you want to go big. Looks like Matoya's place is actually Provoca with Lock 2, Nuke, Bane, and Ice 3. Well, that makes the Ordeals play a little hurtful.
And it looks like we're already getting into a near wipe scenario on Aelmarkin, but he does find Provoca over at Matoya's cave.
Yeah,
along
that
with
was
Spellzapp.
Exit and Viz 2 also there in the white magic shop. I think I also saw Cure 3. Those are all very nice spells if you find a white mage. Unfortunately, it's a black belt sitting there at the inn, so they're not going to be able to get that white magic anytime soon.
Yeah, white magic is still going to be off the table until they can find where those white mages are, and I hope they're airship locked at this point.
How tough are your pirates? Because these pirates are not going to withstand that nuke. And they're gone. Gets level 4 across the board, and we're going to see what Vicky has, and it's the loot.
Well, that's
it's nice to have.
It's not good for any short-term progress, but it is actually needed in the Temple of Fiends, so at least we got that out of the way now.
Yeah, no, it's great to have that. You don't hate seeing it, because it's basically, as I like to describe it, it's the Final Fantasy randomizer version of the Ice Rod. It can be anywhere except basically in the one dungeon it's necessary for at the end. And you'll go searching the entirety of the world if it's loose. So getting it out of the way now is super nice.
Exactly. That's what I was kind of getting at, because it is not useful for a short-term progression. That's better than looking for the item late in the game, though, because with other items, you know there's certain places they can't be. The loot is one of those items, like you said, they can't be anywhere.
And so far, we haven't really seen any place that requires a progression item just yet, so, like, getting the loot out of the way now doesn't even feel like it's getting in the way. You know it's there, and then you can just keep exploring dungeons and waiting to see. Oh, although Dwarf Cave does have a rod lock, so I will take back what I just said.
yeah, the third floor of the Earth Cave is over at Dwarf Cave today. Hooray!
Hooray! As the dwarves love to say. Then we got an ice floor over here at Northwest Castle. And those mages aren't playing. That leads to the bottom floor of Mirage, and then a middle floor of Sea for some green chests. Meanwhile, where was this at? Northwest Castle for Sorta?
I think it had to be, because...
that sea floor that we saw that started off that whole dive, that led to Tiamat, so we already have one of the fiends on the table.
Oh, wow. And we just found our crown at Stardust Cave for Spellzapp as well.
Useful when we finally find Astos. Apparently, also, I missed it because I was focusing on other dungeons. The ordeals only led to a ribbon, so that's not helpful.
Well, it does ensure that one of the party members will not necessarily be wiped most of the time. I say most of the time because it's a 3 in 256 chance.
Most.
But,
yeah.
Yeah. So at least they can ensure they don't have an insta-wipe.
Just have to hope they can make it through here with that, because getting the ribbon out is not proving to be too easy. Still, it's nice to know where Tiamat is at, because that already takes one of them off the table. Sometimes in these kinds of floor shuffle seeds, you just find yourself immediately able to just clear through all the fiends early without ever having to leave the Circle C. It's possible. So that seafloor to Tiamat is actually at the Northwest Castle. And also see Silver Bracelet and a Ruse Sword there, replacing the Bane Sword. So that's really, honestly, there's a nice amount of stuff right there.
Spellzapp and Aelmarkin are both doing the Northwest Castle entrance into the ice floor, into the Mirage Tower first floor. So they're doing the treasure hunting on the first floor right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's great stuff there that Spellzapp is finding. Although he walks away from that Ruse Sword.
Doesn't like it.
I'm assuming he wrote down the note for that, and he's gonna write down a note for that, and then he'll probably be back for that, because you don't want to walk away from basically what's the power sword in this game.
Yeah, it looks like he's doing that in order to save some time on the search to see what else is up here, see if there's anything else he wants to pick up. And that stairway leads to Tiamat, as you noted.
Yep. You know you're going to be back here because Tiamat's here. There's no reason to stress over whether or not you have to walk it out right now. Once you have a few extra levels, you can come back here, get that Ruse Sword on your way, and not worry about it. It's really not a bad call, all things considered.
Agree. And we have 333 hobbling at the top of GregglyPuff's party with a bunch of wolves. And it's all ogre for him.
Yeah, this has been a rough start here so far. The early Provoca and the early Cardia Isle was nice, but the rest of the stuff here has not proven to be all that great for progression just yet.
GregglyPuff did not like what he found at where it was found at the in that location, reset back into the forest. So back over near Corneria now.
I mean, they have the spells right now where doing some of this exploration is not a bad thing. An Earth floor like Spellzapp is working right now is actually kind of nice because the enemies are low enough that with the magic you have and what you're sporting, you can take out what's here with relative ease. And you've got the spells to do it. Then you'll get some good experience, and you can move on from here. I rather like this play. You can go dive in, check what's in all these treasure chests, and if it's nothing, either reset out or do a walking grind back out and move on with your life.
So Spellzapp is checking out what's in the Earth Cave. So far, I just noticed a heal potion. Didn't see what else might have been picked up so far.
Not a whole heck of a lot.
Down. Yeah, not much else so far. We're going to see what's in this chest. It looks like he's getting ready for the trap tile of the Earths first. Which is Kareeb's.
And it's Kareeb's. I actually like this fight, especially at the level he's at. They sometimes roll with some...
Paralysis is not good, though.
They sometimes roll with something nasty, but they come in large packs, and at the level they're at, the experience they give is pretty good. I mean, I wouldn't, like, grind on it, but while you're... Oh my.
Ouch. Oh
Ouch.
my.
And
Oh
dead.
my!
Wow. So
That is no speed bump.
Yeah, vampires are not playing. As we like to say hi to the vampire, and also continue saying hi to the vampire, because he's not messing around.
Wow. That's just gross.
That was amazing. Meanwhile, Aelmarkin is exploring the seafloor. I've missed half of what was here because I was watching the hailstorm that was vampire over there. Have seen him get a heal 2-step.
Same here, but we see a crystal now.
That's one of our 2 loose items, if I'm not mistaken, so that's great to get out of the way. Still don't know where Matoya actually is, because she's not in her cave, but good to have the crystal for when we find her.
At least you know you don't have to go looking for that when you find her now. And we are back over in the volcano second floor now. So we're going to get a look at the... Well, no, we're not. He's not going to go in.
Yeah, it's nice. Okay, so that's off Marsh Cave. Yeah, Marsh Cave with Marsh floor. Wow, this is even randomized. And that has the volcano armory leading towards the mermaid floor. So the north split is entirely packed with treasure. Like that's a couple grind tiles and some good treasure. That's not a bad little spot to find that at. And if you can walk out of here pretty quick. Yeah, that's Marsh to Marsh. That's not even a randomized floor right there.
That's not even randomized. No, that's the actual starting floor.
Yeah. And good to get one of the splits out of the way early on. You don't have to stress about it later.
We found Gaia.
Without the bottle, not too helpful just yet, but good to get it out of the way, and that puts 3 towns so far on the Circle C. Or wait, that might be Melman, because it's red. Still, Circle C adjacent. And white mages. We did see some good white magic, so whenever you want a white mage, Gaia has them for you.
Yeah, I find the white mage could be getting hired here. Anyway, the adamant is located on the ferry today. We already did have the bottle, so bottle leads to adamant.
I will note my refrain once again of all this stuff is very useful when we finally find a place we can turn it in at.
Yes, for example, we don't know where Dwarf Cave is yet.
So I missed where the bottle was. I don't know where that actually came from.
I also did not see it. Again, it might have been while we were looking at the icicle kill from the vampire.
It's something I'm going to note very often when we're watching these things, is the simple fact that...
Okay, we're getting that. It was for sale in the Corneria shop.
That's nice to have that out of the way. I totally missed that was for sale, because I don't think I ever actually saw the item shop. There was too much spells going on. But... Oh, and here's Maddie, so you can immediately turn in that crystal and get the TNT, which we still can't turn in.
At least our Dwarf Cave check is going to be nice and packed.
Thanks, Maddie.
Thanks, dear.
Oh, and we have Crescent Lake sitting here at an early spot, too, so that's another accessible town to get to. With Warp and Quake so far.
Oh, no, the old men are drinking again.
Someone didn't leash them. They're loose. Oh, the key. So, wow. Yeah, you know what you're saying about that? The second you actually have the access to the Dwarf Cave, you can check everything there in one fell swoop. This is not a triple dip seed at all. It is the rare and elusive single dip of Dwarf Cave.
That's a very nice thing to get there. And also, taking a look at where that was the Titan's tunnel that we found that key and the town.
Very nice. So that's a lot in very close proximity here, all within sight of the Circle C. So that's 4 of the 7 towns, 6 towns, something like that.
We're getting a check inside Volcano right now. I'm not sure if we saw this yet, but the trap tower here has Sahags. That is amusing. So let's see if the Sahags. Nope, we're not going to get to. They're going to get nuked instantly. I don't think Sahags are capable of standing up to nuke any day of the week. No. Ice shield. There's the floater.
Wow. That is our other loose item. That is the floater. That means that the second they have the ship, and it is 2x in the process as well. Second they have the ship, they're going to be able to go turn that in. That is all the loose very early. Cyclone, I don't want to jump the gun here too quickly, but it kind of feels like it gave them a free seed.
They have the vampire to deal with.
Meh. That just means get some levels. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Well, if I recall, you said that these don't usually take too long. We're gonna probably see that again.
By too long, I meant like an hour and a half.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, we do have extended open progression, so now that they have the floater and the ship, they are good to go turn that in. I would not be surprised to see Aelmarkin be the first to immediately get in the air, and that's kind of what he needs here. If he wants to have a chance of beating Spellzapp, he needs to get in the air, he needs to get moving, and he needs to try and clinch that first place right now.
And we have Aelmarkin finally going through one of the marsh floors right now, leading to Matoya.
Nice. So for those that are curious, Spellzapp came into this competition after the first 3 races with 33 points under his belt, with us doing Mario Kart scoring among our 12 racers that are here in the Platypus Invitational. That is why we have a Mario Kart layout. It's thematically appropriate. Ael is in second place with 29 points, so he's 4 points behind. What he needs right now is not only a first place, but he needs Spellzapp to get at least third if he wants to clinch the win here. Thunder is in third place with 27 points, putting him 6 points behind Spellzapp. So if we're using the same analogy, Thunder needs a first place with Spellzapp getting a fourth for Thunder to win this. And then GregglyPuff is in fourth place with 24 points. He is our long shot dark horse for this. He needs not only a first place, but he needs everyone in front of him to do really poorly. So
that's a long shot, yeah.
It's a long shot, but he's got a chance because of the way that these things have worked. We've seen people score all over the place in these flags, and there's a big difference between first and fourth place as far as like score in a single race is concerned. So this is still anyone's game.
Yep, any of these 4 runners could potentially win this.
Mm-hmm. And right now we're seeing Aelmarkin take off into what's shaping up to be so far a pretty decent little lead right here. Only downside for him right now is if he doesn't go and check the spots that Spellzapp is checked, he could potentially find Dwarf Cave without that key and adamant, which means he may actually do a double dip.
Spellzapp finding Crescent Lake right now, and he's going to pick up some warp. And he's going to double up on the warp. And he's going to go leave and head back in and save.
So Ael has his airship. We see that Thunder has the floater. And we see Greggly is heading off on his way to about to get his floater. So there's a very good possibility we could have 3 people in the air momentarily.
And when you're playing Final Fantasy Randomizer, there's no better place you could be than in the air. That means you can go almost anywhere in the world.
Without encounters, no less. That's very nice to see.
Yes.
So yeah, what we want to see for Spellzapp, if we want him to win, we want to see him go back and do Marsh Cave. If he heads off towards Onrak, he's just going to be bleeding time. Meanwhile, we have Elfland. I missed where Elfland was at, but Cure 4 is at the level 4 shops.
We will get to see in the moment when he decides to walk out of the town here and go back to the start of the town through.
I think it might be Crescent because it's green.
I think it is Crescent.
Might be Crescent, yeah.
Because I saw him around that area a moment ago, so I think it is Crescent Lake.
Crabcake's in chat letting us know that Life is a White Mage locked, so knowing where that White Mage is, very handy. The question, of course, is whether or not...
We found Red Mage or something. They must have been here in Crescent Lake.
It's possible. But yeah, no, White Mages were over in Gaia. That's if they want it, that's where they need to go. Also, I note that Ael has the Opal Bracelet, so that's another nice piece of gear that he picked. And yeah, Alpha was at Crescent, so that's 5 towns right around the Circle C area. And a floor volcano at Volcano. Is this even...
Well, that's not the first floor, so it is a little bit randomized.
It's French vanilla at best.
Yeah, you gotta go for a little old Francais once in a while.
Ooh, that That Whiz Ogre stood up to one of those nukes. They got a little bit of health. And this leads into an ice cave.
Ooh,
Okay,
hello,
it's
ice
randomized
cave.
now. Hello, ice cave. And then
And-
goodbye, red mage.
The Cockatrice took that out immediately. Was that a death touch? That's paralysis.
Yeah, I don't think it was death touch. I think the red mage just didn't have a lot of health.
Yeah, must not have. And the wizards get nuked.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need to worry about health when you can just nuke everything. Who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Up to
I don't
level
know that
9.
I'd want to be going into... With the scaling the way it's at right now in this seed, I don't know that I'd really want to be going into an ice cave at, like, level 8, but, I mean, what are you going to do? You really don't have a choice with where they're at.
And the Arbones also systematically get nuked. They didn't get to show off any spells or anything like that.
One of them stood up, though. You hate to see
Ooh, my.
Arbone stand up. Yeah.
And welcome to the waterfall.
And that was a Titan Tunnel from what I saw. Was that on-rack Titan Tunnel? Yeah. Ooh, that sucks.
It looks like you might have reset
Hey.
out of there after taking the wrong path.
That is 6 towns around the Circle C area, because that is Melmond at Ice Cave.
Oh my.
Wow. So this kind of works out to Spellzapp's favor at least a little. He doesn't have a lot of places he can go at this point. It's basically, as Crabcakes in chat notes, he has, what, Marsh Cave? He can't even go to Ordeals. He can do the quote-unquote Ordeals that's at Topher, but that's about it. But there's not much else that he can do here.
Well, he's currently wandering around the Provoke area located at Matoya's Cave. We have some shopping going on for Thunder. Looks like he's picking up his share of silver bracelets.
Gold for 32 thou over at the Provoca shop. Ale immediately picks up a couple of them.
Spellzapp
So that's
doing
gonna-
the Pillar Maze.
That basically suits Ale for most of the armor he's going to need for the rest of this game right here. Yeah, we saw Spellzapp come here way earlier. I think he got stuffed and had to leave. So he needs to come back through here to double check and see what's available. And then after this, it's Marsh Cave. That's going to put him probably about 10 minutes behind in getting into the air from everyone else.
Let's see if you can find the right path here. Well, that takes us back to the same area.
Is
That doesn't-
Ale going to buy himself a white mage? Nope. Nope, he's doing his bottle turn in. Wait, he's thinking. He's thinking. N.
Thinking complete.
Run fine, moving on. Okay, so now he has his adamant. That's going to help him. He's just one item away from being able to do his complete dwarf check.
Spellzapp found the path, and he's on the 3rd floor of Castle of Ordeals.
Good for him. He needs that.
And just stepped in a bunch of muck.
Ew. Scrape that off your boot.
Yeah, don't want to step in that.
No, that's gross.
Ooh, we found Corneria Castle.
At Titan's West. And this leads to the tail. Hey, you have that katana. May as well class change if you're not going to do a black belt.
Well, there's one more problem with that. We have to find the good dragon first.
Oh, that's nothing. You just fly around for a bit. I'm sure you'll find it.
Yeah, at some point. But now that we know where Corneria Castle is, we kind of want to know where to find and free the princess from Garland's clutches so that we can get her item as well.
Indeed. That's a great...
Oh, we got a vampire party over here on Spellzapp's side.
Ain't no party like a vampire party. Yeah. They're
One
beefy
survived.
vampires. Oop, oh.
And that's an instant death.
Back road on Dang. Goodbye, Dang.
Luckily, he didn't cast a spell. That could have been very disastrous.
I gotta say, if you're gonna do a grind, though, and you've got, a ribbon on you, that is not a terrible place to do a bit of a grind right there. That's... a Whiz Mummy pack is decent experience. I don't know that I'd want to take a black belt there, but you could take a red mage or a black mage in with Nuke, and then class change them over to a black belt at a tavern. That would work out pretty well. Oh, Crabcake's using logic. I just like the experience.
And Spellzapp now wandering past the neighborhood imps. And looks like Thunder found his way into one of the water floors leading to the volcano, which he's going to take that third floor of volcano. Let's see where that pops out. I don't think we've seen this yet. It
Earth
leads
cave.
to Earth. That's
Doesn't
another
check
staircase.
Doesn't check anything, just keeps diving down. I mean, if you know you've got your 2 loose, you don't really need to check anything.
Yeah, the 2 loose came quickly in this seed.
Uh-huh. Not a whole lot to worry about there.
We are in the room that leads to the Sky Castle, and he says, "No, what? I've done enough exploring. I'm out of here."
Well, yeah, you can't get past that Q block yet, so...
Exactly. And welcome to Onrak.
So all we're really missing at this point is knowing where Lufane is at, but this helps them out when they finally find Oxale and can continue exploring. Thunder having just a little problems parking his ship. I think Thunder might have been drinking.
Yeah, that's going to take a little bit of the paint off it. That's going to raise the insurance rate.
Yeah. I mean, it may look like a ship, but you can't land in water, Thunder. This isn't Final Fantasy V. Actually, I also might have been able to do that in Final Fantasy 3. Too many Final Fantasy games.
I actually don't remember.
Too many Final Fantasy games. And I'm seeing the Canaria lock chest while we were teasing Thunder was the rod. So that allows us to get past the rod block when we finally manage to maneuver past that vampire. Dale gonna come over here, get his TNT, which apparently he had or lost, but now has again? Well, whatever the case, he can do his triple turn-in.
I guess whatever the case was, he decided to reset instead of trying to make his way out. The TNT wasn't very important because he didn't know where Dwarf Cave was yet. So
Fair.
He came back now, and when he was more capable of getting out quickly, i.e. with exit.
We see the Cardia Grassy is one of the dead tiles, and that's
we just found Kraken's floor.
Yup. Kraken at Cardia double top. And then the sea dead floor that has no treasure chest, just a bunch of empty rooms. That is here at Cardia double bottom.
So yeah, 2 Cardia floors, or 2 ocean floors, I mean.
Meanwhile, Spellzapp is finally going to venture down here and get his floater. He is probably going to be kicking himself just a little.
Yep, there may be a little bit of regret at not coming here sooner.
So Aelmarkin hits across a Wizahag pack and decides just to bail out. I think he didn't realize where he was saved at, so he had to fly back over.
And the Sahags have been sufficiently nuked. Time for another floater pickup.
Spellzapp, ever the consummate professional, only takes a very brief pause before moving on with his seed.
Is that the moment of momentary rage?
That the crap.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh, darn it.
The I could have had this how long ago? Yeah. Yeah, we've all been there. Astos, meanwhile, had the Oxy Ale, having found Astos over there in the Cardia land. So that's that leads to Oxy Ale. We can now check what was over at Onrak in the Cardia Isles. Gives us another good check we can do.
We're getting our proper exploration that we can see everything on the Sea Shrine Mermaid flora now. We know I think it was the crystal that was up here, so we're going to see if there's anything else up here of interest. I haven't seen anything so far.
Thunder, meanwhile, is doing a full dive on that ice cave. Just trying to get through so he can go see what's over at the eye tile, because once again, doesn't have to check the loose. In fact, I think we've seen a bunch of armor that's already pretty good for that ninja. So, short of him trying to look for more ribbons, I don't think he's going to stress too much about anything here item-wise.
So a couple of lines, we have a Heal 2 staff. We also saw the Weir sword here as well. And there was also a chest with 46,000 delicious gold in it for shopping.
So nummy. So yeah, there was a crazy amount of loose right here in like this one area. Both loose were here on the Marsh North split. This is a lesson to everyone. Despite people saying don't check marsh, sometimes check marsh. This is the second time I've seen a seed roll in this these tournaments where both loose items have been at the marsh check.
Yeah, so you want to sometimes check marsh.
You want to sometimes check the place you should never check.
Yeah, that's why you never check it. You always check it. Anyway, back to the race. We have Gators on Thunder's side right now. We have a... I didn't catch what the trap tile was, but there was a pro ring in the chest there that now it looks like GregglyPuff is thinking about spells and leaves.
So Spell, having checked out the top, decides, well, I'm here, I may as well check the bottom just to make sure there's not like a loose turn-in spot here. Or, I mean, a incentive to turn-in spot here. And he finds... That's the marsh split leading to the next floor of marsh. This dungeon is very poorly randomized.
Yeah, the randomization is a little bit questionable in this one.
Mm-hmm.
I need to work on the randomization, apparently.
So then we got TNT from Matoya here at the bottom of north, so yeah, or south. So this is a good check all around for him, gets him a lot of the stuff he needs. Now if he can just get in the air, he can play his bit of catch-up race and hopefully make this competitive. Aelmarkin now going to go turn in his crown for his Oxyale, getting him one step closer.
Hello, Astos.
Oh my god! What was that? He was the Dark Elf the whole time? I am shocked and flabbergasted despite this happening just a few moments ago.
He's just stood up to 2 nukes. Took
That's
a third
shocking
nuke to
and
take him down.
flabbergasting. And then while you're here, I may as well check the grind tiles and the chest just to see if there's anything worthwhile.
Indeed. 3,200 gold, to heal potion. Oh, and Invis 2x.
Second Invis 2x. So that's a double set of white shirts by another name here. The Red Hydras, though, have stun touch. I don't think I'd stick around for this.
You know, that does not look like a very plausible grinding tile.
And they can stand up to a single nuke. That's really bad. Yeah, I would not grind on that.
That is not good.
Meanwhile, fighters, that's decent experience.
And
broken
one
into
got
pieces.
Brack. That one didn't work.
Second wasn't effective, though. We're going to try again with those bracks.
So wait, we're fighting a fighter. That means we're fighting the guy at the top of our party? That's scary.
Yes. These were the 4 heroes of light, and then they went dark, so now we have to take them out.
Yeah. Oh, and it looks like Zell is hobbling about at this point.
Crabcakes in chat commenting that's the grind tile, but they were really beefy. Like, that was stupidly beefy.
Well, it looks like he's healing, which suggests that he might be hanging around here for a while, grinding those fighters.
I mean, that's his choice right there.
There it is.
Can't stop him.
Yep, that's what he's doing. And Volcano leading into Volcano again. And Spellzapp is going to do further exploration here. Welcome to Ice Cave.
I can't recall what's past this floor.
I don't know if we saw it yet, did we?
I think our runner made it past. I just don't remember what's down.
I don't think I noticed what it was.
Meanwhile, Greggly is now diving into that earth rod block floor. We're going to finally see what might just be past that vampire. If they can
the
survive.
waterfall. I did see this.
Oh, hey. Waterfall is very nice.
Someone went the wrong way and then left, and that's why I didn't have any memory of it.
Oh, right. So we've seen the waterfall, but I was just double checking. We have not seen what the robot has, from what I can tell. So, at least as far as our notes are concerned, this is our first check here.
Yes. Oh, there's a bat. Well, there's dead
North.
end.
Yep. South is not good.
Happy
North
retracing
didn't
your
seem
steps. Please enjoy retracing
West
your steps.
Yep. West was west-south wasn't good.
West will lead you the right way. Ooh.
We've got west with a curve. That leads to another curve.
And Nightmares with Squint. This is a good seed.
Meanwhile, we're going to see what's behind Rodblock, and it is Bahamut. So for all of you who out there who had Katana, you get to now clasp, and he walks away. He teased us and then walked away. Thanks, Greg. Appreciate it.
Does Greg have the tail yet? We found our chime.
He has a tail. He likes black belt strats, if I'm not mistaken. So his job right there was, yeah. So we've got the Zombie D Whiz-Vamp tile, I believe. That is another great grind tile. Of course, once again, the Whiz-Vamps punch for a lot. So, and the Herb sitting there at the grind tile. And
2 gold.
Yeah.
So for the waterfall check, not much in the chest, but we did find the chime from Robobot there, and that is going to be necessary to open the tower location.
Meanwhile, I believe Spellzapp is the first to show us that Gaia is actually Temple of Fiends. He went in there, got rid of Garland, got Sarah saved, and he should be able to do his turn in later.
I didn't catch that.
Not Spellzapp,
so I'll take
Thunder.
the word for it. Yeah.
Thunder did it. I just flipped names around in my head.
Yep. Just like me with Kakariko.
Thunder crashing into Gaia Melmond. Hasn't that town suffered enough?
No town has suffered enough. And GregglyPuff finds the waterfall, is going to exhaust every incorrect path before stumbling upon the correct path. Going to go south, going to find nothing there, going to go in that little gap. Yep, you're going to go back across your stairs.
Thankfully, the path isn't really too bad. I've seen way worse.
And will the nightmares squint? They most likely will.
And Sarah had the canoe the whole time. So floater lock canoe isn't that pretty.
Yeah, that's not fun.
Greggly having no luck trying to zap his way past these mud galls.
I don't know if you just saw that we found the entrance to Sky Palace here.
Nice. That's a good floor. There's some decent chests there. Aelmarkin following in Thunder's footsteps, also going to go take out Garland, get one more of his checks out of the way. So as far as key items are concerned, Spellzapp is only he's a couple of items behind. Not a huge deal, that is not insurmountable.
Ooh. So floor 1 of Sky Palace leads to Cardia Island room.
So not the best.
Nope.
Not the best. Spellzapp going to come in here and make his first of 2 checks, so he's going to have to double dip Canaria later.
At least a quick trip through if you need to come back again. But he does have the key. He will check out the chest at the back. And GregglyPuff getting the chime.
Well, this will get Spellzapp his one incentivized item here. And, I mean, you check the greeds while you're here, because you want to see if you can find another ribbon.
And there's the rod.
There is that rod. Nothing much of the level 5 white magic, and temper, which, from what Crabcakes was saying, is level or class change locked is sitting there at level 5 along with Fire 3. Ooh, a Heal 3 gauntlet. That's a nice item to find. I see that over in Aelmarkin's treasure.
We found Lich.
This should be an easy battle. This should not take long at all.
Well, I mean, the
vampire
was awful, but this shouldn't be too bad.
Nope.
There
2 nukes and he's gone. That was it. Tip him over, he done.
Tip him over and pour him.
So, 39-19 at the Lich at Waterfall. Thunder is the first with a crystal on the board. That is what Thunder needs if he wants to actually get through this at a reasonable pace. Meanwhile, Spellzapp is playing bold with those bracks. He's going to go try and bracken the Kraken.
That sounds like a mystery novel.
I think of it more as like a children's game. Don't bracken the Kraken.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. You know,
So,
that whole line, hi-ho, cheerio, and hamster, don't bracken the kraken, that kind of stuff, yeah.
So he's going to heal up and release the kraken!
Get wall up, going with a brack. First fail. Goodbye, thief.
The thief
Broken
did not last long,
into pieces.
Broken to pieces.
That's all you need. And with that, Spellzapp has evened it up. Just about a minute later, he is also on the board.
And decides not to explore the
he needs to get his guys back up.
Yep.
That is what he needed. And right there, he can revive his guys. And now he can go exploring.
He has rehired his thief.
That was the right move. I can't blame that move. And now he's buying a crap ton of heal potions, because, yeah, you got the money. And a little bit of real estate to go along with. Meanwhile, Aelmarkin is going to finally get past that the rod block. And we find that at Ordeals is Lupa Lupa Land. So we know where Lufane is now. That's a really hideously long walk to have to go do a turn-in for Lufane.
Lupa!
Like, I think that's actually a longer walk, maybe, than the traditional walk to get to Lufane. That's just rude.
Yeah, that is disgusting. So, it looks like Spellzapp is done on that island. It is going to head over to another hole. But first, Hydra and Oko, which are unrunnable.
I mean, it's okay experience.
Yeah. Counts.
Yeah.
And Aelmarkin has all grown up.
He is the first of our players to actually decide to class change and not just tease us with it.
Yeah. We are in the Earth Cave with Spellzapp right now. I think that's the fourth floor.
Now that we're in the air and now that we're exploring, it's going to go pretty quick for our runners. We know where 3 of the 4 fiends are. Literally just looking for Carrie, and then we'll be in no mode. And Carrie could just be as easily, like, hiding behind... I don't think we've seen the Chime block or the Oxale block yet, so yeah. Crabcake's noting in chat that Spellzapp hasn't opened a single chest since he found the floater for that airship, because he had booked the loose items there. Yeah, basically, once he had Crystal and Floater, he didn't need to check anything else, and there was some decent armor and weapons that he already found. It's a smart move, as she notes, because if you feel behind, you can just skip everything.
Yeah, if you feel behind, skip everything, just hope you're not leaving behind something useful, like, I don't know, gold bracelets or opal armor or something like that.
Of course, the second I say he's not checking anything, he immediately goes and starts checking things. But this is a good one to find. These are a couple decent grind tiles here. He can grind up one of his characters.
Ooh, Dan gets stunned. Dan's not able to move.
Well, you don't have to move when your character's nuked down both the dudes. Can he heal back up? Looks like he might try and leave this thief on the ground.
He might be doing a fighter grind here.
Yeah, I think if he's going to do the grind, he'll probably burn off charges on the black mages, get him down to, like, 1 black mage, and then just start doing housing outside. Get his black mages up so that he can then transfer them over to being a black belt, if that's his plan.
Very well could be. Because there's nothing better than having One Punch Man!
We have a question in chat. Well, that's what he wants. He wants the experience getting dumped on his characters.
Exactly.
We have a question in chat about the proc-genning of Waterfall. Yes, that Waterfall has an interesting layout because that is one of our few proc-gen levels. So what that means is that it's randomly created. Our devs have figured out a way to procedurally generate certain floors. And those are a couple of the floors that they have procedurally generated. It also is worth noting that we have 2 other floors that can be proc-gen, Earth 1 and Earth 2, but they don't work as well right now as Waterfall is. So the Earth floors in here will not be procedurally generated, but the Waterfall is. Spellzapp saw that the fighters had stun touch, decided to bail.
Yeah, I don't blame him. And Manticore also has instant death.
Ew.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Meanwhile, GregglyPuff is on the way back to release the Kraken, but first has to deal with the seafood party platter of lobster.
That's so delicious. Just get a little butter, spray some garlic on there. I'm on it.
Get a little butter, spray some, like you said, put some garlic, maybe a nuke. It'll make it nice and crispy, and there you go.
Don't nuke the seafood. That just ruins it.
It makes it nice and crispy.
I was about to say Spellzapp being the first to show us the Oxyale block, but apparently I just missed what was behind the Oxyale block. This is our ice cave we've already seen.
We have dual fiend fights right now. Lich on the bottom left and Kraken on the top left. And Kraken was broken and Lich was Lich.
This will give Aelmarkin his first orb on the table at the 45-minute mark. This will put Greggly in the lead with his second orb on the table at the 50-second mark. That is huge for him.
Spellzapp acquiring the herb.
I mean, it was on an island surrounded by water. I think we can all agree that it was probably a dank herb. Gonna go. So Thunder on the big lava floor. Spellzapp checking a different floor here. Now Thunder's in the earth floor treasury. GregglyPuff has dived down and found a Cardiolock. And Aelmarkin is fighting some river seafood.
He's on the way to the Castle Bordeaux location.
Lupa Land.
Lupa.
Spellzapp going to the cube block. I think presuming just to check probably just to check the grind pile because he hasn't had the cube yet. That was confusing me for a second. Spellzapp unfortunately flying away from the waterfall, which we know has Lich lurking in it.
Okay, I know as well that Leafinish Hospitality is on, so he could have saved there if he wanted to. That's a long walk to get back to the airship, so he didn't want to save it, Lufane.
Yeah, no. He doesn't want to do that. Oh, Crabcake's reminding us that he does not have Canoe yet, which he'll get from Sarah. This will probably put him back towards Waterfall. So, okay. Spellzapp knows this game obviously better than I do. Which is why I'm commentating and he's actually racing.
Pretty much, yeah.
Spellzapp taking a moment to think. Meanwhile, Aelmarkin's going to dive through that volcano ice floor we found. GregglyPuff going to go do his crown turn in to get his Oxyale so that he can do his ice cave.
And let's see how long this asshole stands up to nuke. Oh, he's just going to get XXX. That works too. Yeah, that was quick.
And terminated. Very nice.
Just all you have to do is rub them out and erase them, and that takes care of them.
So Canoe in hand, let's see where Spellzapp goes next. Back down to Waterfall, he will get his second crystal on the board. Nope, call me a liar. Nope, wait. Teasing us. There he goes. So, as I was saying, gonna go check this waterfall now. Gonna be able to get his second crystal on the board, and will tie himself back up with GregglyPuff.
I thought Trout was gonna call you a liar.
He likes calling me a liar. It's his job.
Yeah.
Skipping all the chests here before heading down and finding Lich and a giant that he can immediately run from.
Yeah, giants, we don't need to worry about them. We have more important things to do.
I mean, it's something to note is that we have a lot of players that are doing really well and have already gotten crystals on the board, but everyone is still fairly low level here. So there's going to have to be some more leveling up before anyone's ready to actually go back to that Topher once they get their crystals down. Let alone the fact that I do believe they also have to fight Warmech. So that's something else.
We were going to talk about that later. Yes, we do have well, some say robotic chicken. I just say we bow to our robotic overlord, Warmech, who will be joining us in this scene.
Lich stands up to 1 attack. Lich stands up to 2 attacks. Beefy Lich is beefy. I know he's not that beefy, but he stood up to enough.
And the Fire 2 helmet finishes him off. Always nice to have a helmet that fires fire.
And with that save, he now has 2 crystals on the board at the 49-48 mark. He is fast on GregglyPuff's heels. And the thing is, he's done some checks that Greggly is now just now doing. So I would put them at just about even, all things considered.
Crowd keeps making a point in chat that the Fire 2 helmet did more damage than Nuke.
It's interesting. I mean, Nukes can roll low, Fire can roll high, and Lich being undead, he's naturally weak to the Fire, whereas Nuke is unelemental. So if the cards roll right, or throw out right, or however you want to say it.
We're going to get our check of the Mirage Tower right now as a Tyro encounter is bypassed.
Meanwhile, Thunder has found...
our first check. Oh, Dwarf Cave.
Thunder found Dwarf Cave. There was Ruby from the Adamant. And then we're checking TNT while we're here. And that is the cube, which allows us to get past that cube block.
And that was like the fifth floor of that exploration.
Money, a cabin, money, more money, even more money, a cloth, and more money.
So if you're tired of money, you get a cloth, and that's all you need. We're on the second floor of Mirage Tower, by the way, on Spellzapp's side. That's what was at Mirage Tower, ironically enough.
Oh, but it's the second floor. At least it's a little randomized. French vanilla.
Fourth floor of Sky Palace. Where will this lead to? It will lead to water. And
yeah, it's a sea split. He was backing his way out from the sea split. Now he's going to go check the other side from Dwarf Cave. See what else is here. Doesn't decide to go out and save first, though, which is interesting.
And he finds part of Ice Cave there.
The second floor of Ice Cave. He actually gets a decent hero run there.
And that leads to Elfland Castle.
So he can turn in his herb to get yet another check done. This was a nicely laid out little seafloor right here. And that's the slab.
Ooh, the slab. Lupa no more.
So I think I would probably do everything I can to avoid having to deal with that long walk to Lufane. Check all the other checks you can, because... ew.
Yeah. Flame Sword, house. And forget that wooden shield.
Keep on diving through the fire floors, see what else is here. There aren't a lot of places left that Carrie can be lurking.
We are running dry at this point, yes.
Indeed.
But it could be behind one of those other locks, too.
So the chime is definitely essential because there were like 3 turn-ins that you could do down at Mirage Castle with its weird sea split floor leading to Elfland Castle and the dwarves. That's a huge place to go to. You just need to make your way over there. Groggy Dog asking if we've missed an orb on Thunder. I will double check as many. No, he still only has the one Earth floor orb that he got from the waterfall.
Yeah, I've never seen him fighting the Kraken, and those are the only 2 we fought so far. It looks like Aelmarkin also only has the Earth orb and has not fought Kraken yet.
Yeah, Kiyosukitsuki commenting about how Spellzapp is playing. Yeah, he is really only checking the free chests and avoiding just about everything else. And, taking the good fights when he gets them.
Yeah, periodically, like the fighter.
Walking grind. Meanwhile, Aelmarkin, with his fighter in the lead now, has found the Aegis Shield. I should say, Knight. So he's got a nice little upgrade to his armor there. His fighter's going to be decently well equipped for when he finally gets into Topher.
You mean his Knight?
Whatever. Same diff.
As well as not getting the collectibles on this floor of the waterfall, and goes back to the 3rd floor of the waterfall. So he's going to get the check done. Meanwhile, we're getting a tail turn in for Thunder. So Thunder will grow up. The red Sahags are nuked. The wizard Sahags stick around a little longer, and then they die. And that was a very quick encounter. Thunder well equipped with money to go shopping right now. And And is going to be buying a lot of pure potions. GregglyPuff showing his Sphinx what it's like to be sent to a 4th dimension.
So GregglyPuff making his way into that Chime C-Split, going to be able to do all his turn-ins. I would be willing to bet right now that whoever actually, like, the order we see the people go to Chime is going to be the order right now of what we can say is probably first place. Especially for Greggly in this case, because he's got that extra orb up on Thunder.
Looks like Thunder was taking advantage of the opportunity to get some of the wonderful magic in the town he was just in, so he was doing some magic shopping with 144,000 money that he had.
Oh yeah, just throw some money at the problem. That's all you
Yeah, that solves all problems. Just throw money at him. Required Warmack? Throw money at it.
I find that.
So Spellzapp is going to find his way to Elfin Castle, which is miraculously at the bottom of the ice cave floor.
Spellzapp doing all of his turn-ins now. Joining the full turn-in crew.
GregglyPuff also in the castle. GregglyPuff must not have the key, because he... Oh, no, he has the key, just left and went back. Okay.
Yeah, faster that way.
It is, yeah. And what's that ice cave? We have Melmond.
And so Spellzapp now going to go do the other side of his turn-ins.
Ice slob!
And once Spellzapp is done here, he's going to have his full complement of turn-ins done. He will be able to just, you know, say he's 100% of this game, and move on with his life, and just go start looking for the last of the fiends and where they might be.
And we still don't know where Carrie is.
She is the last one we are looking for at this point. I mean, I think Spellzapp's not going to have a problem with Tiamat. It is, of course, the question of whether or not he's able to deal with Warmack. But Carrie is elusive. Everyone's going to want her to be behind that cube. No one wants to see her behind the slab lock, whatever it leads.
Well, we do have those locks that do have to be checked out, so it is going to be whoever finds it first. At this point, Spellzapp stands to find it first.
Crabcake's asking where Tiamat was at. We saw the Bridge of Destiny, I believe, at Northwest Castle, about 3 floors deep. So Tiamat is lurking on the Circle C.
It was all somewhere early, yeah.
Yeah, Danny's notes in our group chat is confirming that Northwest Castle did in fact have Tiamat.
So GregglyPuff going to pick up the ruby, going to head down to the lower section right now and pick up the cube. Did we find both ends of the Titan's tunnel?
I think we actually have, yes.
Okay.
This is a rough encounter that the his black mages are in right now. He's running low on magic.
Mazmoon is the Lupa item.
Ow. I'm not sure that Spellzapp is going to be able to get out of it. Oh, managed to get out with his lucky zaps. You know, that's his spell. But...
well, that new.
Whew, he needs to not get into another one of those encounters. Yeah, let's just take a moment here to thank our fabulous trackers working here behind the scenes for us, Danny and Groggy Dog. Also want to thank, of course, Speed Gaming for hosting us. And, you know, if you haven't taken a moment, follow our crew and follow our runners, GregglyPuff, Thunder, Aelmarkin, and Spellzapp. Oh, this is a bad place to be here.
Oh my.
He's in an unrunnable encounter he can't get out of, and all he has is instant death. Lucky.
Wow, that was nice.
That was so lucky right there.
Extremely. And
Clutch
now
up and pray there. Come on, Spellzapp.
this should be much better. And
Okay.
now that's a free walk.
No encounters here. But he has to get out of the... Okay, he's got warp. He got out of that floor.
Nice planning, nice planning. One more floor. I think this is the first floor now.
I believe so. And this is a lot of lava tiles, so... Oh, no! Oh, no!
This could be bad. This could be very bad.
Oh, no!
This is very, very bad.
Oh,
This
no!
is not good at all. This needs... Oh, my!
But I think he's out of healing at this point.
Can he get out safe?
Oh, my God.
Question. He got it. Oh, he's
No!
6-4, though. Warp.
No!
Any more warp. Any more warps. That was not the first floor. Can he get to the stair? He got to the stair. He's out!
Oh, my God! The hero run!
Wow.
Woo! I need a moment after that. Oh, my God.
That was like a 9-floor, oh my goodness, get out of here.
I'm pretty certain right now Spellzapp is running on pure adrenaline after that.
I would imagine he has to be pumped after that.
I mean, Crabcakes is not wrong in chat. That was honestly insane, but there was nothing else you could do here. But yeah, wow. That was pure luck, and he made it through it. So good.
Yeah, he probably should have died there, to be completely honest. That Hydra
That would have been like a
28 HP between two characters was asking for trouble.
Yeah, and the thing is that was like probably would have been a 5-minute time loss if he had to go and dive all that again.
Yeah.
Because he would have had to go dive all the way back down and do all 3 of those turn-ins across both sides of that split. That was insane. Now he's gonna go do the raw turn-in and see what's down here, hoping that he can find Carrie really quickly. Like, whatever else he does in this run, he's got to feel accomplished about that.
He's got to feel like that was the big time save right there. What's a minute if you saved the 5 there?
Yeah, absolutely. That was insane. I'm not gonna be able to use any other word right now for that. That was so crazy.
Being pointed out by Crabcakes as well, he still does not have any heals. He didn't restock his inventory before coming down here. And the cockatrice says, I don't remember how dangerous they are, but one missed, and that was not a problem.
Who needs heals? He has over...
Hello, Vampire. Do you want to challenge us again?
I was going to say, who needs heals? He has 28... He has at least 28 health on his 1 Black Mage and Brack. He doesn't need anything else.
So what is Under the Rod? I think this is our first time seeing Under the Rod here.
This is the Bahamut. He's probably going to turn this in because he likes having a ninja. Meanwhile, I know Thunder is actually on Carrie's floor. He's just having fun dealing with the airs right now.
Air on the Kraken's floor. This makes very much sense.
Carrie's
and he's
floor.
Having a hero run. Oh, Carrie's floor, sorry. That was a hero run by Aelmarkin on Kraken's floor.
Okay, so this is going to tie Thunder up at this point, if he can get through this carry. Same for Aelmarkin if he gets through this Kraken. Of note, though, Thunder is the only one... Thunder is the only one here that actually knows where all 4 fiends are at. So he actually has a leg up at this point on the other 2.
I would say he is in the lead at this point, I agree.
If he can get past this carry.
Just having the knowledge is a lead enough, I think.
Carry is down. Thunder has it. 104.23. He is now on his 2nd fiend out.
And that was on the Cardia Islands where Carrie was.
I don't think it'll be too long before Spellzapp figures that out. There aren't a lot of checks left for him to do. Gonna go do that slab turn in. Or not. I'm gonna go get his temper, which was level locked. So Thunder right now with his lit fire orb is going to be the one to watch here. And he immediately heads over for Kraken. He's going to try and get his third orb lit.
And meanwhile, Aelmarkin is translating the slab. Spellzapp is going to the armor location in Provoca.
So we'll see how his Kraken fight goes. See how he can make it for 3. Kraken takes out one of the red mages, but that's not a big deal so far.
So far.
Get some invises out. Try and keep himself buffed. Invis 2, another round. And an Invis 2. And an Invis 2. Spends a whole round buffing against this Kraken. Doesn't want to take any chances. And yet Kraken's still able to connect once. Now tempering up and doing another Invis 2 with an attack from the Malza. Well, 3 hits for 193. Another temper, attack, and cure 4 on the red mage. Bring the red mage back up and cure that poison status. 4 hits for 518, another temper. Kraken swings and misses. Quad X, fight, and wait.
Typical Kraken.
And erased.
Erasure.
Kraken is down, and that's going to put Thunder at 3 on the board at 107.13. You see these dominoes fall really quickly once you connect all the dots together.
Yep, this is a definitive lead now at this point. He is going to be in the lead going to Temple of Fiends Revisited.
But I don't think it's going to be for long, because Spellzapp is hot on his heels.
Well, there's also something that we also just have to remember, too. We have not seen what Warmech has yet. That is the true Gatekeeper of the first part of the game.
Warmech could be our first Gatekeeper, and of course, the Topher itself, Temple of Fiends Revisited, is the final big test. It is the great equalizer. You never know what's going to happen when you're in there.
Borrowing a term from Zelda 1, I remember, Randomizer, that is indeed the Zelda 1 Randomizer equivalent of the Great Equalizer. Anything can happen in there. I still remember that race with the Green Medusas with Death Touch ambushing. That was... If something like that happens, it's anyone's race.
There's a high ambush, Death Touch, and Blaze. They just wanted you dead.
Yeah, they were deadly.
They were amazing. I got to commentate that race, and that was sick.
Yeah.
I felt so bad for both runners, but it was still funny to watch.
Yeah, I took a clip of the finish of that. That was an amazing race. Or someone did anyway.
That was from one of the Swiss rounds of the spring tournament. It's the 2019 spring tournament, if you were curious, of Wilcliosis versus Tristal MTG. Thunder now going and diving into ordeals. I suppose he wants that ribbon. Yeah, I can't say I blame him. He has the Warmech he has to deal with.
Aelmarkin checking the wall of Carrier's room finds nothing there.
So Ael's going to put himself on the board at 3 in just a second. And Spellzapp is literally right behind him. Not figuratively, literally.
Carrier did not last long for Aelmarkin. Spellzapp is getting held by a carry with hold. So down to 2 fighters at this point. And Nuke is not doing enough.
Right there.
Yeah, that's a bit of a punch there.
That's a bit of a problem.
Yeah, that could cause a little bit of a challenge. This carry is standing up a little better than Aelmarkin's did, but Nuke does take it down.
Yep, and she's gone. And that now puts 3 on the board for Spellzapp as well.
This leads us to the question of what Warmech will do to these runners. But it looks like Thunder is exploring the Castle of Ordeals first.
Yeah, I think he wants that ribbon before he goes and deals with Warmech. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
Spellzapp coming in here, I believe just to... Why are you going to the Oxyale?
Beats me.
Spell, what are you doing? Are you going to go grind?
Thunder likes that Fire 2 helmet. They're going to equip that on the lead character. There's the ribbon.
Oh, we have a question in Burt Reynolds, from Burt Reynolds, asking about the art packs that some of the characters or players are playing with. Yeah, Thunder, for example, has like...
Before we answer that, we have our first Warmech fight. Release your inhibitions. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. We'll watch this Warmech. I want to see what happens here. We'll answer it in a second.
So, looks like Heal 2 staff was being used, and Nuke is being used against the Warmech right now. Warmech tries to rub, doesn't do anything. So, bringing out more zaps, more nukes, Heal 2 staff. Zach is just healing everybody. Rage using Nuke, that does some damage. I'm not seeing what the numbers are, but that was triple digit. There is a 135 hit. Nuke for 187, that's enough to take it down.
That'll do that. Aelmarkin will be the first to get past our Gatekeeper right there. So, to answer the question that was asked about the art packs that are going on, you will see, for instance, that Thunder has Final Fantasy 3 sprites for his characters. GregglyPuff, meanwhile, has a black belt that looks surprisingly like himself, bald with a beard. And yeah, anyone can use these art packs and just kind of do what they like, so long as they don't modify the actual game themselves.
Thunder took 2 stoned users and a death in that last fight. And now we have Aelmarkin doing a nuke party on Tiamat here. Tiamat takes a 17 hit from that attack. Very, very little damage there. Fire 2 comes out from Tiamat. Nuke for 157. Zac attacks for only 99. Not doing a lot of hard hits here. Fast is being used to make the night faster. And setting up another round. I don't know what Warp was doing, but Sleep is attempted, and the Black Mages both get to take a nap. So there's no more nuke while one wakes up, but getting a temper in on the night, realizing that we may not have access to nuke very often here. Fire 2 comes out again. Both Black Mages can now move again. So full party once again.
Very beefy Tiamat.
It is. Thunder comes out.
I was going to say, Spellzapp, meanwhile, has finished up his grind in Ice Cave, got his characters into the mid to high 20s, and he's on his way to Tiamat.
One character falls, Tiamat is down. That's our first runner with 4 orbs lit. We're off to the Temple of Fiends revisited with Aelmarkin.
4 on the floor and ready to go. Spellzapp, meanwhile, I think is finally coming back for that Ruse sword that he knows is here. And then he'll be ready to fight Tiamat and go do his thing. Aelmarkin, meanwhile, also trying to get that ribbon out of Ordeals. I'm kind of wondering if he's going to be able to be successful at it.
Probably wish he had that ribbon before he went to the Tiamat fight at this point.
Thunder now heading his way. Yeah, Thunder is making his way up to Tiamat, going to try his luck at the Robot Chicken.
On the Bridge of Destiny. Time to go clack, 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 clack.
Okay, and with that, Spellzapp has that Ruse sword we said he was probably going to go back for later.
Ooh, 4 red Hydras. They are runnable, though, so we don't have to stay here. Thunder walks up to Warmech. He's going to spend some time healing, and I'm going to kick your butt.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing is these metal slimes here are unrunnable. So, I mean, they're great experience, but you do have to fight them and then heal up afterwards.
So, looks like Thunder is using Invis 2, and the Invis 2 acts as well, so working on being able to dodge everything that Warmech does. This is probably going to be a good strategy here, because he can attack freely at this point most of the time, it looks like. Rub is being attempted. That does fail.
Meanwhile, Kiyo Katsuki in chat noting that Greg has gone past the 32 mark with his black belt grind, and is moving on towards 40-ish. Yeah, 42 is the break point for the black belt, so that he can get his next set of hits and be an unstoppable one-punch man, so it would not surprise me if he got at least close to that before he decided to, like, go and try Warmech. Thunder, of
Yeah,
course,
and
still fighting Wormack.
that will result in him being able to go through the game very, very quickly at that point. And there's our second. So we have sync Wormack fights right now, one a little bit behind the other.
Yeah, Spellzapp going with immediate buff strats to try and keep his ninja protected, which is a good thing. Because, yeah, that black mage did not last very long.
This is not going to be good for the Tiamat fight if he doesn't have any recovery. I don't think there's any life 2 available.
Well, there's no way for him to do it on black mages and a
yeah,
ninja
exactly.
anyway.
Exactly. So we still have Thunder also fighting Wormack, going for the heal 3 gauntlet right now, but Nuke comes out first, and that is enough to take down Wormack on that screen. Gonna head up to Tiamat at level 23, it looks like.
Starting to get those buffs going on that ninja with the katana. Thankfully, the...
Oh, down to just the katana ninja right now. Getting good hits, and Wormack is missing. This is good news. 366 will terminate. But is he going to be able to proceed to Tiamat at this point?
It's Spellzapp. I think he's going to try. So with 4 orbs lit, Aelmarkin is the first that is ready to go to Topher, and I believe we're seeing him fly soon to be over there.
Well, I'm watching Spellzapp's fight right now. Hold is not working. 2 attempts, still didn't work. Fire 2 comes out, does minimal damage. Ruse Sword continuing to make him more of a ruse. Fast being used. Leap does not work. Dan finally hits for 255. Fire 2 doesn't do a lot of damage. Tiamat uses Fast on itself. And that means 125 for the attack, so that's not a strong attack anymore. 176. Fire 2 comes out, minimal damage. He's winning the damage trade here. 69. Dark will do nothing. And Tiamat taking another 203, I think that was.
I mean, the one nice thing for Spellzapp was the fact that he had fast on that ninja. So even though the black mage was out, or the black mages were down, he could still come out and fast himself before he started swinging. So the Ruse Sword and the fast worked really well for him in this particular encounter. It's just that Tiamat has all the health ever.
Yeah, but he actually is the first to take it down. He takes it down before Thunder. Thunder started this fight a little earlier, and was just behind taking him down. So they are both on 4 orbs now.
At this point, all he's got to do is revive his characters, and then he can move onwards towards Topher. Meanwhile, Thunder has just gotten through his battle, and is going to be heading on his way towards Topher. We're going to see 3 people in short order all making their way through Topher at this point.
Well, Aelmarkin's already in there, so we're down to the Earth floor already. I haven't been watching Aelmarkin, I was watching the Tiamat fights. But Aelmarkin is fighting Earths right now.
I did say 3 people in Topher.
Yep. I'm not arguing that.
It really is all going to boil down to just how the battles in Topher go and just how nasty we see this Topher be.
Well, these green Medusas are actually friendly today. And welcome to the first refight. Lick 2 is probably going to go down about 3 hits. Okay, I lied.
You never know. Clamped bosses and Lich 2. Well, nope, there he goes.
Took 4 hits. Took 4 hits. And welcome to the Agama fights. And gray worms. On the other side, we have regular worms. And it looks like Spellzapp will take that fight.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's picking up just another couple extra levels here. Like, why burn your charges right now?
Yeah.
Or not. Okay, no, he's just moving on. Okay.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Carry 2. We are getting 1 dead Black Wizard at the bottom of the party now. That Black Wizard didn't last very long. Getting nuked, though, and going to go for the fast tracks on the Knight. And XXXX trying to take it to the 4th dimension. Doesn't work. Zach getting a hit in for damage. And is sped up afterwards, just as the red mage gets killed. Or red wizard, I should say. And the fight is completed.
Thunder 1 floor behind. Well, now 1.5, as he's just taking on Lich right now. And Spellzapp is probably about 2 floors behind there, because he has to make his way over to get up to Lich. So yeah, we have a difference of maybe, like, what, half a minute or so? No, not half a minute, like 2 minutes or so between all the runners here. This is the closest I've seen one of these races in a while.
Now, I just checked to see if we can switch to Aelmarkin's audio. Aelmarkin does have audio, but I don't think it's good enough quality when I was checking it, so we don't have the audio set up right now for her or him. So
That is fair.
we will not switch to that audio for now. We will stay with the audio we have.
So Aelmarkin is down to just 2 characters, and he's having to do a round of healing mid-battle. You always hate to do that against Kraken, because you know Kraken can just come out whacking real easy. Blizzard does a bit of chip damage, but he's not doing a lot of damage right there against Kraken. This Kraken is beast.
Yeah, these Fiends have been rolling high HP and defenses today, it looks like.
That was a nuke sent him packing.
That was a wipe.
Well, his fighter was still standing, but he lost the rest of his team members, and he felt like he couldn't make it through that without the buffing. Can't say I blame him. Ael is going to have to redive this now.
Moving the audio defender, who is currently in the lead here over Spellzapp, 1 floor ahead.
Yeah, just a single floor separates these two. And a speed bump. And the speed bump is gone.
I didn't see anything.
So this is... No, there was nothing there.
Centering on the trap tile. Didn't do much. So this carry 2 fight is done.
So just a single floor separates these two right now.
Just like a moment ago.
Just like a moment ago. Oh, nice. Gets the quick run away from those gray worms. Meanwhile, it's worth noting, Greggly is taking on his robot chicken now, with his One Punch Man and company. And Spellzapp about to take his first stab at Carry 2, while Thunder is taking his first stab at the Gatekeeper we saw, Kraken 2.
Will Kraken 2 use Nuke on Thunder? We shall see.
His fighter will survive.
Yeah.
The rest of his party members are iffy. A couple of high rolls from Nuke, and that's going to take them out. Ooh, that was a strong...
Oh, that was a tornado. Yeah, that tornado was very powerful. Fast strats being put in use, but he has not seen the Nuke yet. Meanwhile, we have a Tiamat fight from GregglyPuff right now. Does survive the War Mech.
Red Mage up front for Kraken 2, gets stunned. Another Temper comes out. Comes out swinging, 2 hits for 165. That is a very evasive, very high absorb Kraken.
Yeah, this is the first Gatekeeper here, I think.
It is, but those constant heals that he's been doing have been helping a lot to try and keep his party going.
They have been. This is proving to be a good strategy right now.
Finally starting to get some damage out.
I think we're at the Nuke.
Nope. We're at the dead Red Mage.
Yeah, dead Red Mage, but we've got to be close to the Nuke soon.
If Kraken makes it that far, it's starting to get real damage out here at this point.
Yeah. Oh, he gets killed before it comes out.
Yeah.
That might have been the Nuke turn, so good thing he got that kill out.
Gonna do his round of healing meanwhile.
Yeah, I was gonna say, meanwhile, Spellzapp, 2 dead Black Wizards.
Doesn't have the tempers that he can do. Oh, and if that Nuke comes out, that right now, that ninja is gonna be toast.
Yeah, that is over if Nuke comes out.
That's dangerous levels right there. He has to hope for a very low roll Nuke.
And there's a third dead Black Mage. Oh, 7-11 damage. This can still be done. That's it.
He did it. He did do it, but he is in desperate shape right here.
Yeah, he is in, well, let's just say solo mode. This is asking a little too much, I think, but he's going to give it a try. Not that he has a choice.
He doesn't have a choice, and there's not much else he can do here. He's about as well equipped as he can be.
Blaze comes out for 94 damage. We have Nuclear from Tiamat. That's going to be coming against Spellzapp at some point.
That's well, maybe. That's risky. He might luck out.
Oh, wow, there
he did
it
not.
is.
Oh, but 90 damage!
He survived. Wow.
Oh, but 8 hits for 68 damage. That's
10 for 205, and Inferno, he's not going to last.
He needs punch. Nope, second
nuclear does it.
Second nuclear.
Yeah, that's...
And Spellzapp's like, I'm leaving.
Yeah, he doesn't want to do that again.
No, that was rough.
I think he's trying to figure out where to go right now.
Oh, and Thunder is in a similar place, and the nuclear is going to finish that off.
Oh
and
my!
He's taking another dive. So right now we know we have at least a double Gatekeeper here for Topher.
Oh, and we have Aelmarkin back on the water floor. This is going to be another shot at Kraken for Aelmarkin.
This is his second dive, knowing full well that he doesn't know what's lurking here over at Tiamat immediately after.
Yeah. This Temple of Fiends Revisited is El Presto Prestige right now.
Honestly, if he can make it through his orbs and get everything taken care of in short order, Greggly might be in the best place of position of all of them.
Yeah, Greggly with One Punch Man will be in a really good position if he can get down there.
And we see Spellzapp immediately transferring over to Black Belt strats, and I cannot blame him. That was ugly. Straight up and down, ugly.
Yeah, that was exactly why he left and decided to go back with the Black Belt, looks like.
Uh-huh. That put the UGG in ugly. But if he's going to start doing his black belt grind now, that's giving Greggly a definite advantage in that regard.
So Thunder going through the Mudgull Rock Gull combination right now.
Meanwhile, Ale taking on those airs. Gonna try his luck now at Tiamat since he's past Kraken 2. Gonna see just how good this is gonna be, but he's down to two warriors, and we know that Tiamat's gonna take a hope and a prayer here.
What was that you were saying about rolling a free seed earlier?
It started free. It certainly hasn't ended free. That was 3 hits for 6 damage. Dang, Tiamat, come on. Give us something.
Goodness.
5 hits for 309. That's much better. Thank you. Tiamat comes back swinging for 2 hits for 125. 8 hits for 398. There's our first nuclear.
The nuclear comes out, so a heal 3 gonna be put to use right away. Very good use.
Very good use. Inferno immediately afterwards, and there goes that black belt. And another nuclear.
He's now in man mode.
He is. Hope and a prayer.
Blaze down to 116. One more attack could kill him. That's it.
That is a skill-happy Tiamat. That was like Blaze, Nuclear, Blaze, Nuclear. That was basically all she wanted to cast was Blaze and Nuclear. Over and over again.
That is... Oh my. We could be here for a while. We're back with Thunder right now, who is going downstairs with the with a party that now that still has the fighter in it, but now moving the fighter down below. We now have GregglyPuff joining everyone in Temple of Fiend Visit, but does not know anything about the horrors that await.
Yeah, it's important things to note is that Greggly is now in here with his One Punch Man, and he may not see many of the issues that we're seeing from everyone else just because of how this is working out. Yeah. Thunder getting wiped, going back in again. The other thing to note, that some things that are interesting, we do have Spellzapp now finally doing his grind against those fighters, which we know are worth a decent amount of experience. Aelmarkin having to continue his attempts to dive here. I appreciate the chutzpah of this, because this is pretty ugly. Also, I just want to make one other note. Thunder is still under gold for these flags, so if one of his dives makes it here, he's still likely to gold split this flag set.
So Thunder is now going back into the second floor. We have GregglyPuff over at Lich. Lich 2, that is, going to pull out the nukes. Nice hit. And the nuke will finish it off. That was a quick Tiamat. Oh, not Tiamat, Lich.
I was about to say, that was Tiamat already? Wow.
No, that was not Tiamat.
Okay. No.
And he's going to pass on the Agama fight. I would at this point, too. Probably feels
he
behind.
He doesn't need it.
Yeah, he probably feels behind at this point.
Yeah, but the longer it takes for someone else to dot done, the better and better he has to feel about his black belt strats.
Perhaps, yeah.
100%.
Now, of course, if anyone has dot done yet, we will cover that. And I'm not saying that they have, but we will cover that if that has happened by the time we have our first finisher on stream. We will cover whoever does win the race, if not one of these runners.
Yeah, because we have 12 runners racing, and they all are fighting for their positions right now. Anyone can take first place, and first place contains 15 points in our Mario Kart scoring. That is why we're saying that even if, like, one of these people wins and everyone else looks like they're close behind, like, everyone could clump up, and this could, like, be anyone's game as far as actually winning this whole thing.
Coming in chat, clearly suplexing Tiamat is the play.
I really wish we could do that. That would be...
So welcome to the Kraken fight, GregglyPuff. Will your One Punch Man take it out quickly?
He goes, the fight, a fast, a ruse, and a wall. Ninja comes out swinging for a big 9 damage off a single hit. The buffs land. Fight, temper, punch, and temper.
Tornado comes
out. Doesn't kill anyone. Black belt doesn't care.
1,071.
So, 2 Punch Man.
Yeah. That
There
was
goes
six,
that ninja. No one cares about that
technically
ninja.
that's 6 Punch Man, but Nuke does
And
it.
the Nuke finishes it off. So he has passed Kraken 2.
So
Our
could
Master
this?
of Arms has hit the ground.
So could this be our Tiamat 2 first clear?
It's entirely possible.
Who was that said we should suplex Tiamat? This is going to be suplexing Tiamat if this works. Go straight in, doesn't even heal. One Punch Man doesn't
Tries
need
to
to
fast his
heal.
Black Mage. Tries to fast his Black Mage, thinks better. Also casts a temper. Here's the Blaze coming out, taking some chip damage off the characters. 9 hits for 1,000 damage. And that was without the fast.
Oh, this... I don't think Chaos is going to survive this.
No, One Punch Man takes care of that. That was 2 hits and he was down. Now we are just looking at Tiamat.
That Tiamat didn't have a chance. Chaos, your day has come. Let's see how this goes. Shouldn't take very long. We have fast immediately being used on One Punch Man, and that's with 865 damage and 7 strikes. Fire 3 comes out. That will do not very much. 164 to the Black Wizard. That's about it. And Slow 2 does nothing. Temper is being used. That should make this an instant knockout, I would imagine.
Very possibly.
For 532. Nope, not enough damage. Still another hit needed. So doing another round. Puts the nuke out. This should do it. 1969 damage. 1,969. And that is GG for GregglyPuff. What a smack that was. As we are going to get GregglyPuff's official time, GregglyPuff finishes with a time of 1:34.17. The question in chat is, who do you think won the race? Was it GregglyPuff or someone else? The answer, with a time of 1:32.44, the winner is Zenobian tonight. Congratulations, Zenobian, on winning the race.
We are still looking to see what happens in these last few slots right here, but it is worth knowing that GregglyPuff is ahead of Zenobian in the scores by 2 points. with his 15 points here at the that he won, Zenobian scored 34 points total. Greggly, with 12 points here in this race, gets himself up to 36. So currently, he is in the lead. However, 36 points, while great, is going to put him about only 3 points ahead of Spellzapp, and Spellzapp could easily tear ahead with any amount of score that he does right now. So it's still, again, anyone's game.
And with the Gatekeepers being the way the Gatekeepers are today, it literally is anyone's game. Whoever can get past can take it. In the meantime, we'll see if Greggly wishes. Actually, Greggly, I think, is in the chat with us right now. GG.
No, that's Groggy Dog.
Oh, that's Groggy. Sorry, I'm reading it wrong. Sorry. We will see that if we will. That they're so close, I can't tell sometimes. So we will see if Greggly does wish to join us here. I don't think he's been marked as done yet. So if our tracker were to do that, we can bring him in here.
I've also sent him the invite to try and get him in here a little faster.
Yep.
Greggly, GG's. Well done on your second place.
No, thanks, man. How you guys doing?
We
Doing
have been
good.
getting treated well here.
Yeah, what's that? Why? What?
Oh, you have no idea how gross this the characters you just defeated are.
Oh, the Topher bosses I just one punched all over the place.
Yes.
Yeah. Your success is due to One Punch Man.
Yeah, well, you know, with the 200% clamped stuff, I was like, I will gladly take all the time I need to grind up a black belt and do silly things like make sure I do class change and pick up temper and get myself 100% prepared. I am a little disappointed because I had lost to Zenobian by only like maybe 30 seconds. He like dot-dunned, and I think I just not 30 seconds. It looks like a minute 30, but still. Yeah, a minute and a half,
Still,
but
yeah.
still, it was a little bit of the silly exiting out of places, not remembering that open extended progression was on. So I was like, I didn't want to sail all the way over there with the floater. I could have gotten the crystal because it was right next to it. There was a lot going on that I could have done a little bit cleaner to have made up that minute and 30. But I knew for sure that I needed to get that black belt, and I needed him to have levels because I don't mess around with clamp bosses.
So just a note, just a quick note right here. Spellzapp has just gotten past Gary. He's hero run his way on over to Kraken, and we're about to see how his I would say 3/4 punch man does.
It's also worth noting that Thunder did take a third fall on the way down. He just fell to Tiamat 2. I think that was the second time he fell to Tiamat 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's slowly
so
progressing.
if you want to see how bad these guys are, Greggly, bring up the stream and watch with us. You're going to enjoy this.
How
this is
far behind was I getting into Topher?
Fairly far behind, I would say.
Yeah,
You were 128.21 for your first dive, and they started diving Topher at 116.34, so about 12 minutes behind them.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that. I knew the second that I found that loose floater in that one area and then the loose crystal right next to it that this was going to be a pretty quick seed for most people, especially the people I'm up against. And look who came in third place, Dangwu.
Dangwu with an official SRO time.
I want to stay on the stream for a second. 3/4 punch man was not enough. We have Spellzapp making another trip, but go ahead.
Sorry, did not mean to talk over Spellzapp's unfortunate.
No worries. I want the time to catch up anyway.
All right. Well, at least Dangwu has made it through. He's got third place with what is that? An hour 39:12. That's pretty awesome. Good for him.
1:39:12. Yeah, I was delaying as well because we weren't at that time on the timer yet.
Ah, my bad.
It's okay.
It's okay.
So yeah, this Gatekeeper Topher is causing all kinds of problems.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to pull up the stream right now to see what's going on. But like I said, with the clamp bosses, even at 200%, which, I mean, that's still, I mean, you're talking like a chaos that's going to roll on average around 3,000 hit points. And that's all their stats too. So you can get a high evade, you can get a high absorb. So I was not messing around. I didn't mind taking the extra time to make sure that Topher was a one go as opposed to taking some wipes down there.
Okay, we have a question in chat right now about what place does Spellzapp need to get for Zenobian to take the win?
It's you're
possible.
going to answer that question.
I am going to answer that.
You are numbers.
I can answer that question too, but you go on ahead and answer it.
Well, Zenobian it's not possible for Zenobian to win. I think you were actually asking maybe about Greggly. Because Zenobian's in second place right now. Greggly, you are currently 3 points ahead of Spellzapp. So Spellzapp needs to get a 11th place for you to win.
I thought it was 36 to 34.
No, I have 34 currently.
Oh, you have 34. Okay.
No, I have 36. Sorry.
You have 36.
He has 33.
Spellzapp has 33.
Oh, 33.
The reason why I'm saying that Zenobian is going to be in second no matter what is because even if Spellzapp gets last place, he's still going to get 1 point, which would tie him with Zenobian. So, he's 3 points behind Greggly, which means that right now he would need an 11th or 12th for Greggly to take the lead from him. If it's a 10th place, and no one else is able to catch up to both you guys in points, which is still kind of a push right now, then you'd have an instant tie runoff, and that would be really interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty unlikely. I don't really expect Spellzapp to come in 10th place on this race.
But relish your first place while you have it.
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm very...
Yes, you're currently in first place. Enjoy it while you can.
I mean, I'm just happy that I somehow managed to squeak by a first place last week and a second place this week. Regardless of anything, I can't believe it. Let's just put it that way. And Crabcake's pointing out so much death happening right now. So much death.
So much.
All the death.
Yeah, I want to point out that you had a 7th place on your first race and a 10th place on your second. So coming into your third race, I know you were sitting there going, man, whatever, I'm just going to goof off for this. And then suddenly you've gotten a first and a second back-to-back. How are you feeling right now?
I mean, I would feel better if I hadn't done so poorly on those first two races, because then I wouldn't be praying for Spellzapp to come in 10th place or for a tie and 11th place for the actual win. And that doesn't even include the other people like Aelmarkin, who was in third place, and Thunder, Aelmarkin, who's in second place, and Thunder, who's in third place before the race started. So, I mean, I feel pretty awesome. I feel great that because I struggled pretty hard on these flags. I mean, they are tough flags. This was a very, 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 very forgiving seed, because I have played some pretty ugly versions of this particular flag set.
I mean, you stay forgiving, but 3 of our people have been struggling here for 25 minutes.
There's nothing forgiving about this. And I don't think you got to see how bad the vampire could get, too.
Oh, no, I guess not. I mean, I killed the vampire pretty quickly all the times. The only time I saw a vampire, I ran away from it in ordeals for that lovely ribbon. I'm so glad I went through all that trouble.
Go back and check early in the race later when we're done here, because you will see a vampire on the 3rd floor win the fight.
Oh my god.
It never happens. And yet...
I have to go back and clip that later.
Looks like Zenobian said he wiped out of the ribbon in ordeals and never went back. Well, I don't blame you. I probably would have done the same thing if I had taken a wipe there, if I hadn't gotten away.
Yeah, he actually, from what I saw, he actually took a page from your strats, because what I saw from him in chat, he ground all of his characters up to 32 and then took a double black belt strat through the dungeon to beat you by a minute and a half.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't remember where things were, as far as certain spells. I could have sworn life was available for the red wizard, and so I did the class change. I wanted to make sure I had temper for sure. But it looks like Thunder's on Tiamat. Am I seeing that correctly? Is he on Tiamat, I assume?
Yes, he is.
And then we've got Aelmarkin pulling up Kraken too. Let's check that out real quick.
Yeah.
Yep, everyone's on the Gatekeeper floors right now.
Yep, And the thing that you might see, because you didn't get to see it, is that Tiamat most of the time just likes to cast Blaze and Nuclear over and over again.
Oh.
There she goes. There it is.
That's the nuclear. So now we're gonna follow that.
Oh,
nope.
There
He got
you
past.
go. Yeah.
Now we're gonna see how bad Chaos is when we don't have One Punch Man.
All right. Well, Thunder needs this. Thunder needs this more than anything. If he can come ahead of Spellzapp here.
Oh!
Oh, ouch.
Oh, Aelmarkin, no. Oh, and Spellzapp again.
Spellzapp out again, yeah.
Spellzapp was the one I was reacting to.
Well, oh gosh, no. I happened to look down at Aelmarkin, who just made it through Kraken 2, and now he's gonna move on. And let's see how Thunder does in this Chaos battle. Is he two-man in it?
I was gonna say, honestly, Chaos didn't seem as bad as the rest of it.
So where was his life spell? Oh, it was level 3? Oh, he's got a white mage, that's why.
Yeah, it's White Mage Law.
Yeah. So he decided to go get the life spell and then
that makes sense.
make sure
That's
that white mage stays alive. So the white mage probably has a ribbon on it too, and make sure it stays alive.
So what's he running? It looks like 2 red fighter and white.
I think so, yeah. I'm not familiar with that sprite set, but I think that is a knight, 2 red wizards, and a white wizard.
Alright, well.
But he's getting his buffs out, which is really helping him in this regard.
Yeah, absolutely. This is good stuff. I don't remember anything crazy coming out of this chaos, but we'll see what happens when he has to do the long game against him with the fighter.
You vaporized in 2 or 3 turns. You didn't get a chance to see anything.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. That's why I'm going to say we'll see what Chaos has, and as far as the long fight goes, it looks like Aelmarkin just made it through Tiamat, so he's going to go on ahead and take on Chaos with a full party.
This Chaos is nothing much more than a whimper right now, from the looks of it.
Yeah. I know I'm a few seconds behind you guys, so I'll try to comment the best I can.
Well, we do have Aelmarkin now heading down to Chaos floor. We do have Spellzapp going through some green Medusas here again on the Earth floor.
It looks like Aelmarkin's going to take on Chaos right now, too.
Yep, we have
So
dual Chaos fights.
Yeah.
Temper is being put to use, 376 damage. Bane! And we have the Poison Smoke on SVJ. He is sleeping with the fishes.
He lucked out with that. Woo!
I mean, I know I found 2 ribbons, and they were pretty easy to find, the one in Ordeals, and I think there was one in Ice Cave, if I remember correctly.
Looks like I think he used Wall on his fighter, so that's part of what does that right there.
And there's a ribbon on I think, the White Wizard as well, so that's keeping... If he wants to, he could use life right now.
Man, he just swung and did not connect at all with his fighter. At least that time he got like 5 something, but that first swing...
Some evasion on that Chaos. Fire 3 comes out. Spellzapp is victorious over a random battle, it looks like. I hear victory music, so I think we have a dead Chaos on Thunder Stream.
Thunder takes it down.
And that means Thundercloud finishes with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 48 minutes, and 29 seconds. Get your GGs in chat for him. He comes in 4th place in tonight's seed, and right behind him, Asher Wells in 5th with a 148.46.
So it's interesting to note GGs to both of our runners, Thunder and Ale.
No, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do the tiebreaker if I have to do a tiebreaker. I'm looking at the scores now. Spellzapp, please.
Oh wow!
I need you to
look at the update, because I don't want to spoil this until you've had a chance to look at it. But right now, we are in a 3-way tie for first place.
Need Spellzapp back!
I know.
Oh, wow.
I know. I need Spellzapp to do better than 10th place, or I need him to do better than 10th place, so I don't have to do this ridiculous.
Aelmarkin finished 149.31. That's a 6th place finish.
Mm-hmm. that this is all going to come down to what Spellzapp does. Because if Spellzapp actually gets down to like 10th or 11th place, and people are starting to tick in at this point, we could have a 3 or 4-way tie for first place that we have to decide. The thing we said was unlikely to happen is starting.
It might be happening.
It's really starting to shape up here.
It's really looking like it could happen. If he can't get past this Kraken, he's in trouble. And this Tiamat after it.
Yeah, Dark Knight.
Oh!
You were gonna say?
I was going to say, if we all end up tied for second place, what are you going to do as far as our second place prize? And it looks like you made it through Kraken.
I'll tell you once we see whether or not that's going to happen. I have something special planned, what we may or may not do, but I want to see what happens here first, because there's no reason to stress about it if Spellzapp is able to make it through above, 10th place?
Meanwhile, I want to see if our other runners are joining us here. I'm just checking, and Ale has joined us. GG, Ale.
GG's, Ale.
GG, thank you guys. That was quite the exciting topher.
Thunder, by the way, has declined.
Oh, okay. I was just asking, so thank you for...
Yeah. So, Ale, let's look at how your scoring went for the last few races that you had. Because you started off with a 5th place, following up by a 1st place, which puts you highly in contention. And then a couple of 7th and 6th places here. But right now, coming out of that fight, you are tied for 1st place with GregglyPuff and Thunder. How do you feel right now?
I feel like Spellzapp needs to wipe so we can have a 4-way runoff again.
Because he has actually made it here.
No, it was a fun seat. I think it's been fun so far. I like how even though you're not consistently 1st or 2nd, you still have a chance of coming in top spot. Like, I did okay for some, and I know Thunder came up from the bottom and he rose up and he's right up here with us now. So
he is. We are waiting to see what Chaos does. Chaos has taken out this Black Mage. We get the Ruse Swords out. Chaos comes out swinging, doesn't do anything. 1 punch for a 356. Slow 2, I think that hit.
This would be This could be for the whole ball game right here.
Oh. Yeah, he got the fast off, so he's back at regular hits right now. He's got to punch away and hope that Kraken or Chaos doesn't get a lucky hit with something. The Bane didn't hit. Lit 2 does nothing. 3 hits for 353. Another Lit 2. That's just chip damage. Chaos swings and misses. Spellzapp swings and hits for
critical
1
hits.
Fire
Multiple
3.
critical hits. That was a miss. Fire 3 hits for 50. Another hit for 187, I think that was. Taking another swing. 78. As chat calls him, 3-quarter punch man, having to deal with a fast Chaos solo. And that fast did make him miss, so no attack there. XXXX does nothing.
He got
Another
slowed
swing.
2'd again.
105. 82. That's termination. He got
it. 82 damage on that double slowed black belt. Wow. 7th place with official SRL time of 1 hour, 53 minutes, 30 seconds. Spellzapp has taken the Platypus Invitational.
I'm without words right now.
That was amazing.
You guys hyped that really well. I was full of hype. I was over here like, oh my god.
That was magnificent. I mean, you guys could still do a runoff for 2nd place, but it doesn't feel quite as special, you know?
Yeah, I'm probably not going to. I don't want to do those flags.
I believe Spellzapp has joined us.
Hello, everyone.
So, how do you feel about that?
It was alright. I had a lot of fun. I'm sure this run was very entertaining for everybody to watch.
It was.
Well, I have one very, very important question I must ask you.
What's that?
What's it like losing to the vampire?
It's not too bad. I mean, I knew I was just looking for loose, so I wasn't like too committed to the whole run. But sometimes vampires they pack a punch.
No kidding. That shocked us to no end. I did not expect that out of the vampire. That was amazing.
So, you came in with a first place the first week you were here, followed by 2 4th places, and then today's 7th place.
Oh yeah, it's just all downhill from the first week.
And yet, you've managed to clinch yourself the win in this Platypus Invitational. You have come in first place by 3 points over everyone else.
And by everyone else, he means everyone on stream. Me, Thunder, and Ale all tied for 36 points.
I don't think
Yeah.
we ever
I broke
announced.
the tie.
I don't
What
think we ever
place do I had to
announced.
get?
I don't think we ever announced the official time. I'll just throw it out there. It was a 1:53:30 in 7th place. So that does make it official. It is enough to pull off the win here.
Mm-hmm. We do still have 5 runners running in the background, and I will keep an eye on them to make sure we get all their scores totaled. But the points that are available at this point aren't enough to steal the win from you. You got it. You got it with 39 points.
Hey, thank you, Dark Moon. I couldn't have done it, without that thief. Really, or rather, Danny. That was a clutch run out of there from
That black
mini
mage.
dungeon.
That was big.
That was huge.
I think you had everyone in chat on the edge of their seats on that one. Us included.
Whew. It was just so impressive. So, we are done with the mainstream at this point, but I want to get any further thoughts you guys have on this. What do you feel about these flags? How'd you feel about the tournament in general?
Anybody else? I mean, I'm a little biased because I helped put it together, so I'm a little on the bias side. So, El and Spellzapp, you guys talk about how you feel about the tournament and the flags.
Now that we're done with everything, it feels like it had a pretty good progression to it. Maps and routing got crazier and crazier as the weeks went on, and just sort of devolved into chaos.
Literally.
Yeah, and then I had I pretty much underestimated the flags, or rather the bosses of the flags, this week. But I think I enjoyed them.
Ale?
I'm in agreement with Thunder. I'm sorry, not Thunder, with Spellzapp. I liked how they progressed throughout. So you kind of started off with, kind of just, here, get in the pond and go. Show us what you learned from being a ducky. And then it progressed to, okay, well, now that you're there, go a little faster. Maybe make a crazier play. And then it, got even more complicated with the town shuffle and the entrance shuffle. And then we got to witness this extravaganza tonight. And so I like the way the tournament was set up with the flags. I really like the scoring system with it because, hey, I'm tied for second. I can't ask for more than that right now. But I like it because it seems really fair to all the runners. Like, just because if you have one bad week, it doesn't totally knock you out of contention for first place. So.
Which we saw, I mean, in the scoring that we're looking at right now. Greg, you had a 10th place score your second week for 3 points, and you still managed to make it into second place. And Thunder had a similar thing. He had a 10th place score the first week. He was even talking about just dropping out completely, and then he came back for a full second place here as well. So yeah, the scoring really does seem to even out the occasional bad rough patch.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I didn't think the scoring was going to be as popular as it ended up being with everybody. I mean, who'd have thought? Just rank everybody, for 12th place, or first place through 12th place, give them a number value and do it over 4 races just like they do it in Mario Kart and see how it goes. And somehow everybody seemed to be pretty happy with it, and it ended up making a very close and exciting last race, especially with these top 4 streamers right here. I mean, the fact that Thunder, Ale, and I all ended up in that virtual tie for first and we're all waiting for Spellzapp to basically either come in 10th place or not 10th place. It ended up making it even more of an exciting race. So I think that was really awesome. I think the flags were great. I know we were kind of dogging on these last flags a little bit because they are very difficult.
They are.
Typically, this seed, like I said, everyone saw the Topher there, and it was pretty rough on some people. But for the most part, this seed was pretty forgiving. You actually found cities in the Intercontinent, and there were some good AoE spells, and you could get through certain places. I've seen some pretty nasty things where you didn't get black mages, you ended up with a bunch of thieves, and progression was like 7 floors down deep in some crazy dungeon that you had to walk out of with no AoE or magic or anything. So I think that it really worked out pretty well as far as this last particular race goes. I think that, like you said, the progression was great. Easy mode flags at the beginning, and then we did shuffle towns, then we did shuffle towns and entrances, but not mixed together with no floor shuffle. And then now it's just full on crazy solo. You had to buy your party. Everything was shuffled and nuts. The bosses and enemies were clamped, and it definitely tests you for sure.
Now I want to jump in here for a quick second here because I want to congratulate Shadow Wisher on her 8th place finish right there. 1 hour, 57 minutes, 55 seconds. That gets her 7.
I was waiting to do that too. But go ahead.
No, you're fine. You're fine. That gets her another 5 points for her score and puts her in good contention to actually keep up with all the rest of the pack. I want to congratulate her because she's one of our very new runners, and she was feeling out of her depth in these races with all of us practiced pros that were here, and she did really well these last 2 races and has put in a good score. So GG's to Shadow Wisher for keeping up with the pack.
What was Shadow Wisher's final score?
14 points.
14 points. Okay, so still good showing for a fairly new runner. Not bad at all.
No, no. With the place that she's in right now, there's a good chance that she could actually. She was figuring she was going to be in last place overall because of 2 bad races at the start. I actually think she's going to be above that, so that's good for her.
Well,
yeah, I struggled in those first 2 races. I don't know. Maybe I feel like I have the Tarnin in me, or I just relish on the kind of shit show races that I can just kind of take my time and be silly. Oh gosh, I said, oops. Just realized my language.
It's okay.
My
It happens. It happens.
Yeah, sorry. But it ended up working out okay.
Yeah. So any final thoughts before we move on, guys?
I'll step up and say something.
Go ahead.
I'd like to thank Darkman and Greg for kind of coordinating all this from the get-go. I think they were the ones that kind of put together a lot of these flag sets, came up with the tourney layout and, who they wanted to invite to the Platy group of 12 and all that good stuff. So kudos and good job to you two. I think it was a fantastic tournament. Kind of proud of myself to be in it since this was my first tournament I've been in.
That's awesome. First tournament, you're 2nd place already. Well,
yeah, not bad at all. You've definitely, and the one thing I can say in regards to that, congratulations, you have all succeeded as platypuses. You survived the cyclones.
With coming in at 9th place with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 3 seconds, or 3 minutes, 31 seconds, that would be Saint Von Jester. GG's to him.
GG to him, and been nice to see him in the tournament as well. So are we going to stay with the other 3 runners as they finish, or are we going to go ahead and wrap up here?
I think at this point we can probably start doing our wrap-up and move on so Speed Gaming can have this. If you're interested in seeing what the final scores are once everyone is done running, we invite you to come and check out the Discord for Final Fantasy Randomizer. We have the scores posted in the Platypus Invitational. You can see all the breakdown and all the times and everything for this to see how the Mario Kart scores broke out. Want to remind everyone to follow our fantastic runners, GregglyPuff, Thunder, Aelmarkin, and Spellzapp. Plus, of course, all the rest of the runners that you're going to see on our scoring sheet. Give them all a follow. They put on such a great show over these last 4 weeks. Thank Danny3883, our tracker, along with Groggy Dog, our other tracker. And, of course, thank my co-commentator, Cyclone. You did a fantastic job. Anything else to say?
Nice to come in for that final race as well, if I can throw that in. And for those of you who are watching live on Speed Gaming as well, keep an eye out for all the other events happening here on Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 2 through 6. Give them a follow and see more amazing races like this in all sorts of games. I know a new tournament just started, the SMB any percent Super Mario Brothers any percent 2019 tournament. There's a Crystalist randomizer that just started. Lots of great action going on here. Don't forget the Final Fantasy Randomizer Weekly taking place tomorrow as well. Not Platypus, just regular weekly. Anyone can play that one. And that is tomorrow, so make sure you come back for that one at 9 o'clock tomorrow as well. Should be another great race.
And with that, I think we're going to take us on out of here. To everyone from Final Fantasy Randomizer, to the Speed Gaming community, thank you and good night.
Have a good night, everyone. See you next time.